Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome Lord Sri Ramanuj to the second day of the month of the Ramanujans celebrated at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome our resident devotees who live at the ashram. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, and I welcome those that's watching this discourse nationally and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted in the various groups subsequently. This satsang is held in accordance with the lockdown rules of South Africa. Our resident devotees are seated in excess of 2 meters apart, and they are wearing their face masks or face shields. The reason for the concept of social distancing and the reason that non-resident devotees cannot attend this satsang tonight is that an invisible virus which is believed to have emanated from the animal kingdom, the bat, has caused a pandemic. This wet markets, which is prevalent in China, is where live animals are eaten by humans whilst they are alive. And according to the Vedas, the universe exists in 3 dimensions: Satagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. In Satagun, there are no health issues. In Rajagun, there are partial health issues, and in Tamagun, there is total health issues. And when we discuss health, a virus that can enter a body and make a healthy body unhealthy, that is the health that I am discussing tonight. So it is this virus, together with other viruses that the world experienced in the last 30 years, all emanated from the animal kingdom. And I've explained yesterday in my overview of the incarnation of Sankarsana or Adi Shesha as Lord Sri Ramanuj and the role that he played in curtailing single-handedly this very pandemic from 1,000 years ago and other pandemics that the world was safe from. And as I've stated, I am going to unpack the role of Lord Sri Ramanuj, the role of Sankarsana in his incarnation as a saint and acharya 1,000 years ago. And I'm also stating that the reason the world is in its current tamasic mode is due to man indiscriminately violating nature, and the animal kingdom is an integral part of nature itself. And when you see the mightiest of powers on the knees in terms of this pandemic, the world in total chaos, the world not able to fathom this invisible microscopic virus which has brought the mightiest of the mightiest to its knees, is the retaliation by nature for man meddling with the natural order that Lord Sri Narayan has created. And this happens timelessly. This is not the first time that in this cycle that we are in a darkness due to man committing violence against animals. This happened when Lord Sri Krishna left this earth 5,000 years ago. Man, in his greed, for consuming animals, disregarded the verdict injunctions, misinterpreted it to suit his innate nature of greed. And subsequently, Bharat, which is India, which is the spiritual soul of the planet Earth, went into a similar darkness that we are experiencing today. 29th of April 2020. A similar darkness engulfed India subsequent to Lord Sri Krishna leaving planet Earth for his abode in Vaikuntha. Man was using animals for every unfathomable reason. There was indiscriminate killing of animals and sacrificing of animals to such an extent that Lord Sri Narayan himself incarnated as Lord Buddha and for the purpose of alienating specifically the Vedic injunctions which were misinterpreted by man to suit and fulfill man's own greed in the indiscriminate killing of animals. The entire Vedas had to be rejected by Lord Sri Ramanuj. He postulated an atheistic philosophy together with non-violence, and soon a major portion of India became Buddhist. And by becoming Buddhist and atheist through the philosophy postulated by Lord Sri Narayan in that point in time was a master stroke by the Supreme Lord, an absolute master stroke by the Supreme Lord. Then, when cruelty to animals have been curtailed, it was necessary to revert to the Vedas again. And when Lord Sri Narayan decided it was time for the knowledge of the Vedas to reach mankind again, he instructed Lord Shiva to incarnate as Adi Shankaracharya and postulate a particular philosophy which was trans-theistic, wherein in just a short lifespan of 32 years, Adi Shankaracharya, under the instruction of Lord Sri Narayan, postulated a trans-theistic philosophy wherein he stated, by presenting certain verses of the Vedas and the Upanishads to suit this trans-theistic philosophy, whereby it was stated that the individual soul and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is one. This again was a master stroke by Lord Sri Narayan. he now diverted the minds from atheism to trans-atheism, because it is not easy to bring the mindset of people from tamas to sattvic. There has to be a process. And we have tried in my past 6 years in this satsang to bring people from the mode of ignorance to the mode of sattvagun. And I have also failed miserably, because this process cannot be forced on anyone. It has to come through experience, maybe in one lifetime or maybe in 1,000 lifetimes. It depends totally on the individual itself. So this process, again a masterstroke by Lord Sri Narayan, through a process postulated by the Advaita philosophy of Adi Shankaracharya, wherein it is stated that the individual soul and God is one. This enticed those that were following Buddhism, wherein God and the soul were rejected. So, to change that mindset that there is no God and no soul to that where there is God and that the individual soul itself is a fragment of God, and after liberation he becomes God himself. This was a very good enticement for mankind. And this enticement created a platform that Lord Sri Ramanuj built on. So I'm just going to review what I have stated. When Lord Sri Krishna was present on our planet Earth, it was in Dwapara Yuga. The ingredient of Dwapara Yuga is 50% of divinity. And when Lord Sri Krishna left planet Earth and Kali Yuga set in, that 50% of divinity cascaded to a minimum or a minuscule percentage of divinity, which rendered the spiritual dimension and brought the spiritual dimension in almost total darkness. And I'm stating almost total darkness, and I will discuss tomorrow how under the dark clouds of Kali Yuga and Tamagun, the Sri Sampradaya, although burdened by this darkness, continued to gush from its source, Lord Sriman Narayan, in the background. Adi Shankaracharya laid the foundation for Lord Sri Narayan in his form as the incarnation of Sankarsana to re-establish the Vedas. And in summary, when there was total darkness and no other way for man to stop his senseless killing, mutilating and sacrificing of animals, Lord Sriman Narayan incarnated as Lord Buddha and de-established the Vedas. Lord Sriman Narayan incarnated as Lord Buddha and de-established the Vedas. Then he instructed Lord Shiva to incarnate as Shankar Acharya and create a platform so that the Vedas could be re-established. And that platform was created by the trans-theistic philosophy of Advaita by Adi Shankar Acharya. Then, when that philosophy was created for this particular purpose, then it was the duty of Lord Narayan through Lord Sri Ramanuj to re-establish the Vedas. I will continue with part 3 tomorrow. Jai Sri Narayan. Go take that entire stand.